Hello!
Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing well. I have introduced you, but can you please go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes, absolutely. I am Loraine Calderon, and I am presently your Miss Jersey City, USA, in the running for Miss New Jersey, USA.
So, what inspired you to compete for the title of Miss New Jersey USA?
Well, I've been doing pageantry for quite some time. I actually took a break when I went to college, and it wasn't really something that I thought I was going to enter back into. But I saw a bunch of the ads that were going on at the time asking contestants to come by and this could be you. And ultimately, what happened is I applied and I was like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's all right. And when I got admitted as a contestant, I was like, okay, maybe this is like aligned with my path. And as a, former title holder and as a teen, I thought, well, why not give it a shot as an adult and see what I can accomplish? So that is why I'm here today.
So, tell me a little bit. Tell me a little bit about your history with pageantry and being a teen title holder.
Absolutely. So I started pageants when I was 12. It was kind of like a way for me and my mom to bond and also for her to like push me out of being like a tomboy. And I ran for my first pageant locally in the Antelope Valley in California. And I was crowned as a princess for the Black Chamber of Commerce. And that was kind of like my first introduction to pageantry. And my pageantry history is more cultural based. So I did a lot of representation for the Black Chamber of Commerce. I was also formerly Miss Juneteenth. And since I am biracial, I'm half Black, half Mexican, I actually ended up my last title being Supreme Miss Latina Antelope Valley. And I just found it as a way to provide that representation for girls that look like me, that don't commonly get to step out on a stage and, be these supreme leaders, but also be able to express not only their values and their motivation and to be confident in the skin that they're in.
What was a challenge that you faced as a teen that you've kind of carried the lesson from into competing as a Miss?
Ultimately, that you are going to have struggles and there are going to be things that are, you know, unmotivating, and there are going to be times where you don't want to, get dressed and put on your face and go out and like talk to people, but those are going to be those moments that ultimately lead you to like the best opportunities and meeting the best people in life. And when you are out on that stage, you are going to feel the energy in the room, and that is going to help you bring out the best in you.
And I think the journey of you starting out as being a title holder for the Black Chamber of Commerce kind of aligns with who and where you are now, because you happen to be the CEO of two of your own companies.
Yes, I am. I founded my marketing consultancy, Cala Media, back in 2000 and I want to say 21. And it was ultimately just a way for me to get away from freelancing and be able to do, client work on my own. And it's really just flourished. I actually just closed out a really big project with the Association of Black Social Workers in Los Angeles. We put on a generational wellness carnival where we were able to provide people in the community resources about not only mental health, but physical health and also financial literacy, which I am very passionate about and I was very proud to be a part of. And my second company is a tech startup that I actually founded with one of my pageant sisters. And yeah, we met last year at Miss New Jersey USA, and we then ultimately ended up starting this business together. It's called My Fit Plate. It's a tech startup, and we are aiming to combat nutritional miseducation globally.
So tell me, why is it that you are passionate about financial literacy?
Financial literacy is a big importance to me because I believe people, especially in the communities that I grew up in, didn't have the tools or resources available to them to actually plan for their futures. I believe a lot of us, live in survival mode. We go through the day to day trying to pay our bills as they come, but we're not really thinking about, how much money am I putting away for 5 years from now, for 10 years from now? What do I want my life to look like? How do I diversify my income and, have multiple streams of income? And those are just topics that I believe aren't really talked about, especially in minority communities, because we're stuck in this place of like, okay, well, I just need to get done what I need to get done on the day to day. And my mom actually is a big advocate as well. She is an EYL, cohortee, and she is planning on moderating one of their bigger conferences this year. So it's been something that we've kind of done together and built up and started within our family itself.
That's amazing. And now you're also passionate about nutrition and nutrition education. Where does that come from?
Well, I have a history of kidney failure and diabetes in my family. So food has always been like a big topic of discussion in my household. And when my grandmother actually started to do dialysis while her kidneys were failing, there were a lot of things she couldn't eat. We had to cut out sugar, we had to cut out salt, we had to cut out potassium. And those were things that she wasn't really taking into account as she was getting to this older point in her life until, these medical conditions popped up. So I have taken it upon myself to really try to figure out what we could do to help people around the world with these ideas that they have around food and caloric intake. And a lot of people ultimately do fad diets, thinking that it's going to help them in the long run. But it really takes an extreme lifestyle change in order for them to, reach their goals and be able to lead a healthy lifestyle. So that's why I've started this tech startup, and hopefully with our AI integration, we'll be able to make it a lot easier for people to not only track the food that they're eating on the day to day, but also give them healthier alternatives to their cultural and traditional dishes.
That's really cool. And for you, is there any like aspect of having been in pageantry that's connected to the idea of, as you mentioned, kind of the caloric intake and not knowing what to eat or how to eat well, or even the kind of the eating disorder aspect of it that you've kind of taken into account with creating this app?
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe that when you are in a competition specifically that has a, swimsuit portion or some kind of fitness portion, those are things that are constantly on your mind and weighing on you because you want to present your best when you're on stage. But that also creates this mentality of like, oh my goodness, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that. Like, I can't eat this much, I can't eat that. But when you actually educate people about the way food works and let them know that you can eat whatever you want, you can have whatever you want as long as it's in proportion, they understand that at the end of the day, it's just they're eating a little too much of those more calorically dense things. And it doesn't have to go to the extremes of not eating anything at all or not being able to eat the things that you like, but you can actually just eat what you want as long as they're in actual sizing and proportions to like what your goals ultimately are. And that is something that we hope to also include in the app, and actually connect people with health professionals that will lead them to these proper channels of nutrition. And because a lot of people are just getting information from the internet ultimately and trying to, diagnose themselves or create their own plans and, oh, I can do it on my own. But then they fail and fall into these pitfalls of either giving up or going to the extremes, like I said, and it's going to cause them more challenges in their future. So that's what we're hoping to counteract a lot of. And with the app as well, we hope to build in like this kind of like support system. So we want to group you with people that have like-minded goals and create like different challenges and give you guys rewards for being, active on the application and doing what you hope to accomplish.
That's really cool. So, kind of thinking about the fact that you're the CEO of two separate companies and really focusing on trying to change the world around you for better, what do you look at the Miss New Jersey USA title as being part of all of that? What kind of where does that fit in?
I believe that what the title will bring to me is the possibility of connection. You know, like you have this platform now, you have all of these people around you. What are you going to do with that? And I feel what I will be able to then take away from the title itself is creating this now vast new network of people that will not only be able to help me accomplish my goals, but hopefully also come in for the ride and, you know, collaborate and contribute in partnership and really just bring in like this community aspect of everything. That is like a really big part of the work that I do. I love being able to reach back out to people that, you know, I've worked with 5 years ago or 3 years ago and say like, hey, like I saw that you're doing this now. Like, would you like to, you know, come in on this project with me and we can possibly create magic? I actually just did that recently in some of the promo videos that I'm doing. Haven't released them yet, but they're going to be coming out soon. Before the pageant with somebody that I worked with at a tech startup a couple years ago because she is now doing videography. So if you need any help and you're located in New Jersey or New York, look up Zen. She will definitely hook you up and have you looking amazing. She is a creative genius.
Love that, and now I'm going to keep an eye out for those videos. So I am excited to see you compete for Miss New Jersey USA, but why did you choose to compete in the USA system?
Well, I believe that Miss USA embodies a lot of the values that I hold myself, especially being um, perfectly imperfect. And I believe that that is a big reason why I was so attracted to the system, as well as the fact that all of these women are extremely accomplished. They're so beautiful and so amazing, and everybody comes from these different walks of life to then come onto the stage together. And as one of the biggest pageant systems in the world, like I said, it gives you the opportunity to actually reach a grandiose amount of people that you wouldn't have been able to actually engage with before. And I believe that at the end of the day, if you want to impact the world around you and you want to create change, you have to put yourself in those rooms and, you know, actually go for those opportunities that are going to take you out of your comfort zone and put you in places that are only going to elevate you further. So that is why I decided to go for Miss USA. And I believe a lot of that came from watching people like Chesley Christ and Deshauna Barber, and of course the amazing Olivia Culpo, who went on to be, you know, Miss Universe, take their platforms and take the crown and go and take it into so many different places, like, and be able to actually project themselves and connect with others in a way that, you know, don't necessarily relate back to the crown, but are opportunities that were created because of it.
What do you hope to accomplish as Miss New Jersey USA? Do you have a specific focus? Is it going to be one of your two companies? Kind of what's your goal?
Yeah, so as a teen suicide survivor, it has been a very big push for me to focus on youth mental health and the youth mental health crisis. So ultimately, what I do now as an Ending the Silence presenter for the National Alliance on Mental Illness, I get to go into middle schools and high schools and speak about my lived experience to teenagers. So that is like a, I guess, overall opportunity that I would like to take further and create a youth mental health conference where then I'm able to create resources and bring together people who are also focused on youth mental health so that they are able to then take those resources and apply them accessibly and are able to then get the help that they deserve. There aren't actually currently a lot of youth mental health resources, you'd be surprised to know, and not a lot of opportunities for youth to actually get involved with mental health organizations. They actually have a lot of caps around being 18 and up so that you can actually be participating in support groups, being able to call the helplines and things like that. And I found that shocking. So NAMI actually did release a separate helpline for teens and youth, but that is kind of one of the few resources and tools that they have at their disposal without having to go seek help from a professional. So I would like for other organizations as well as my own to create more tools for them, because again, a lot of the trauma that you experience and will live on with for the rest of your life happens around the time that you're 14 or younger. So these are things that we really need to be thinking of, especially because the youth and the children are our future. So I would like to help them while they're younger so that they can go into adulthood feeling, I guess, more whole and supported.
So I have to ask, is the 988 number only for those that are 18 and older?
Yes, currently.
My mind
Yeah.
was just blown, and now I'm extraordinarily not chill with that. Okay.
Yeah, there has to be an entirely separate helpline for teens and kids, unfortunately. And it's not something that I am very happy to admit either. I would hope that that will change in the future and that people who are trained to actually speak to children and to teens are put onto the normal helpline service. But yeah, they will get directed somewhere else normally.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is,
Yeah.
I genuinely thought that the 988 hotline was for anyone, but so where can we find, or where can an individual who's under the age of 18 find the teen hotline that you were just talking about?
Yeah. So please visit NAMI.org. There's a separate tab on the website that has resources for teens and children. And a lot of it, like I said, are things that you can do on your own, or they'll direct you to other physicians in your area that are trained to, tackle those types of problems that you're having as a younger adult. However, if you want to get involved, I highly recommend that you start doing things on your own. Go to your counselor at your school and talk to them about what you can do in your community. But as of right now, you cannot be involved in any work that NAMI does until you're 18.
That's insane. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's crazy. Most people don't. We actually get a lot of teenagers that reach out to us. I don't like having to like redirect them to other things, but that is where we're at right now, and I'm hoping that with my youth mental health conference we're able to change that.
As someone who has struggled with mental health since the beginning of time, it makes so much sense that I never had somewhere to turn to as a teen to discuss mental health because there's not a spot to do so.
No, they the most so in our presentation itself, when I'm talking to teens and youth, we tell them to go to a trusted adult normally, because those are the people that are commonly trained to deal with those types of issues. However, they would not be able to come to like a support group that we have for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. So if you are experiencing any mental health issues, please visit the website or go to a trusted adult or somebody that you feel will listen to you. Or call me. I'm trained. I'm trained to
I have a whole
do crisis counseling.
I have a whole other conversation I'm going to have with you later offline because I could talk about this now
Yes.
for hours. Okay.
All day.
So getting back to somewhat on track, although this is your platform and this is what you hope to accomplish as Miss New Jersey USA, is bringing awareness to the lack of resources for teens and
yes.
that are experiencing mental health crises. When you compete, is there anything that you really hope to convey, or that you are maybe most nervous about when you think about getting, walking into Miss New Jersey Week?
As an older contestant, I believe that being able to portray confidence and beauty and feel like I am, confident in the skin that I am, despite being one of the older contestants, is something I really hope to shine in my performance. Last year was my first time ever competing, and I will admit I was extremely nervous. It was something it was the first time I'd ever competed in the USA system, so I didn't know what to expect originally, and it was not really like a shock, but like kind of like a surreal daydream almost. Like it almost felt like it wasn't happening. And I'm happy to say that I had one of the best experiences in pageantry I've ever had. All of the girls were extremely kind and were very supportive throughout the time. Like I was like, oh, my hair isn't doing what I want to today. And everyone's like, no, you look amazing. Don't say that. Like, you are beautiful. So to actually just radiate that confidence that I hope to exude on stage is really my main proponent. And nervousness, I have to say I am not really experiencing any of that this year, thankfully. I owe that all very much to my coach, Gina Malish. She is absolutely amazing, former Miss New Jersey USA as well. She has been able to really just like hammer that out of me overall, and just bring out that, like I said, inner, I guess, Sasha Fierce. And if you're a Beyonce fan, you know who Sasha Fierce is. But that inner Sasha Fierce in me that will just go out there and just be me, but also just be the best version of me.
I'm pretty sure if my hair ever looked like yours does right now, I would be on cloud nine. So just know if your hair could do anything, it would look fabulous. I love also that you have a coach that's really able to bring out in you the best version of you. When before you walked into Miss New Jersey USA last year, and then walking in this year, is there something that you wish you had known before you walked in last year that you're bringing this year?
All the girls are going to serve. It is a sleigh competition. Oh my goodness. Everyone looks amazing. Everyone is dressed to the tens. That was something I kind of had an idea of, but I didn't expect to like the caliber that it was when I originally went into the competition. So I have to say I have made an active effort to, upgrade my wardrobe and make sure that I am presenting the best way that I possibly can. I took makeup lessons. I've started a new hair routine, which clearly is doing what it needs to do. So thank you. Thank you very much. I also have just like done a numerous like hours worth of research on contestants between Miss USA and Miss Universe, and just really tuning into like what are the vibes, like what are they portraying, like what do I want to portray, like who am I ultimately at the end of the day, and how can I make sure that that shines through in my presentation to people. So I believe that that is like a really big part of it. And I would say possibly even going in last year, what I wish I would have known was that have fun. Like don't be so in your head about everything, because at the end of the day, like the judges would care the most about you being yourself and being able to speak to what you're going to be able to do with the title, versus being able to spit out all of these buzzwords and being able to speak about things that don't necessarily pertain to what you want to accomplish. So just relax. Don't be so in your head all the time, which as somebody who has anxiety, is a lot easier said than done, but definitely something to keep in mind.
I cannot. I felt that so deep in my soul. So it sounds like you've been practicing with a coach. What are you doing to practice interview and prepare for, your interview and your walk? And what are you doing to prep?
So prep is a daily thing. I practice mock questions on a daily. I also practice my walks on a daily. It's something to just keep me in competition mode and keep like my brain focused on like what the actual task is at hand. I also have monthly I guess counseling interview prep sessions with my coach, as well as a walking practice that we've done to create like my overall routine for on stage. And if you ever need like any more help, I believe that Pageant Planet is an amazing resource. That's actually what I used last year to do multiple mock interviews every week for 15 minutes, and then just get feedback from the interviewers based on what you said. And a lot of them were like, you're talking too fast and I need you to relax. I need you to calm down. So again, I believe when you're able to express yourself in a way that feels natural to you, that will shine through your performance. And then everybody will be able to see that you're this radiant, amazing being that has taken like the absolute highest max amount of courage to place yourself on a stage and be judged by people based on, a couple minutes of what they can see.
So kind of talking about pageant resources and places that you've gone to kind of help yourself prepare, we as a pageant resource try to do our best to do the same. What would you like to see more of from a pageant resource like Beauty Queens Galore?
I would love to see mock pageants. And I know that that sounds crazy. I know
I
that
love it.
I would love to see more mock pageants to kind of get girls from like all different systems, you know, just break it down to like maybe even like cut out like whatever the fitness or swimsuit portion of it is and really just focus on like evening gown interview on stage question and maybe talent even if you have one and kind of hone in those skills because it I believe that when you are there you're in that mindset but outside of it everything else is practice so you're not really like in competition mode but I believe like a mock pageant would be absolutely amazing and it would give girls the opportunity to not only refine their skills but to then also meet other people that are obviously in the same atmosphere as them.
I love
Was that
that
a good
idea.
was that a good answer?
I, I love that so much. Okay, we have so much to talk about after this. Anywho, okay, so yes, love that. All of the above. Yes. Maybe we can figure out how to do that. So many. Maybe we'll need
I
a
have
third
so many
CEO title for
ideas.
you.
I have so many ideas. I will, if you ever want to just get on a chat and like talk about all the ideas I have,
Count me
I'm
in.
happy to.
So, thinking of all the amazing ideas that you have and all the creative plans that you have as well, what is, if you were to finish the sentence, I want to be remembered for, what would it be?
I want to be remembered for my voice. I want to be remembered for how I speak and how I'm able to convey certain things and connect with other people. I believe that in this life, there are so many things that you can do in so many ways that you can create impact. But for me, I know that my greatest impact will be being able to voice my concerns and then connect people with each other to actually create change.
I love that. You just like, you radiate like just genuineness and kindness and just like warmth. And
Thank you.
I just had to say that. So, you have 2 weeks, am
two,
I right?
two,
3
3 weeks. Yeah.
in that time range before Miss New Jersey USA. Do you have everything ready? Do you have the gown? Do you have the shoes? Have you broken straps? Are you set?
Yes, so I actually got a new pair of Marc Defang shoes, which I'm very happy about. They're so comfortable, and I've been breaking them in over the course of like the last, like I want to say 6 months. I'm kind of one of those people that starts prepping well in advance because I don't want to be stressed leading up to the event. So I've already picked out my swimsuit. I actually pick up my dresses from the tailor in, I want to say 5 days. I'm really excited. I love my gown. It is absolutely gorgeous, and you will see it in those promo videos. So stay tuned. And let's see what else. What else is there? I've also been like refining my wardrobe. I'm actually in California right now, visiting family. So I'm going shopping tomorrow to get some like final accessories and details that I was hoping to get while I was here. If you guys don't know, there is the fashion district in LA, and there is so many different shops that have like the cutest accessories for like pageants and proms or sweet 16s, things of that regard. And I have a personal favorite, and I'll make sure that I put it on my story so that you guys can all see where I go. But it's huge. They have so many selections. Everything is color coded. So if you need something that's, from silver to like baby blue or like a very niche rose pink, like they have it. So that is definitely a stop that I will be making before I head back to Jersey.
It's not Charming Charlie's by chance, is it?
It is not. It
Never mind.
is not.
We used to
It
have a
is
store
a
like that.
yes, yes. I am very familiar with Charming Charlie's.
I miss it. But that is very, so how often, because New Jersey is obviously on the opposite side of the country from
Mhm.
California, how frequently do you go back and forth?
I I try to come back as often as I can. I actually looked at a flight pass today with an airline that lets you fly like unlimited between domestic and international destinations, which I think is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I guess American Airlines used to do something like it, but they shut down the overall. I guess if you were a previous subscriber, it was fine, but in 2022, they like were like, okay, we're not accepting any more um, submittance. But I guess Frontier Airlines right now has a flight pass. So if your route is on there, I highly recommend. It is about $150 a month or $600 a year for you to fly unlimited to as many places around the world as you want, as long as it's a flight that's like in that category. So it's not going to work for me because it doesn't go to my route, unfortunately. But yeah, I try to come back as much as I possibly can. I actually came back this I wanted not this week, last week for my nephew's birthday. He turned 1. He's such a little bean. I love him so much. It was Sesame Street themed, but that was obviously something that I could not miss. So I came back for that, and then I'm coming back in October for 2 weddings actually. One is my cousin's. Another is an old friend of mine from high school, very close friend. She is getting married. I was in her quinceañera, so I'm going from a dama to a bridesmaid. It's very cute. And yeah, I always come back in December for Christmas and my birthday because I'm born on the 23rd. So I am constantly here around the Christmas time, Christmas baby.
So in other words, if you win Miss New Jersey USA and you have to fly back to California in end of July, early August for Miss USA, you're very much used to that time change.
Yes, yes. And my entire family will be showing out. You better believe it. They will be at Miss USA, the loudest people in the crowd, 1000%. My parents are actually, I'm very fortunate, they're coming out for Miss New Jersey in a couple weeks. And I am really excited to host them. Last time they came before the pageant, but I was like so in competition mode that I wasn't really able to spend any time with them. So they're going to stay a little bit after this time so that we have some time to, be in New Jersey, be together, and then hopefully finally see the Statue of Liberty, which I've never actually been to, even though I've lived on the East Coast for almost 10 years now. I've seen it. Okay, I've seen it. I have seen it. I can see it from the park that's near me, Liberty State Park, but I have not actually been to the Statue of Liberty because my dad made me promise him not to go without him. So I haven't gone because he wants to go together, and that was something that I just couldn't take from him. So hopefully we get to see it on this trip.
I love that. You also have to go to Ellis Island. You can't miss
Yes.
Ellis Island. Just throwing that out. Just two different days. One day is Statue of Liberty, the other day is Ellis Island, because otherwise it's just too much. But I've had so much fun getting to know you. I'm sure you have plenty to do, like go shopping in a color-coded accessory store, which I'm wholeheartedly jealous of.
I will send you the link. I promise.
I love that so much. So we are going to play a quick game of this or that. Are you ready?
I am.
Okie doke. Okay. On-stage question or interview?
Interview.
Ooh, okay. Phone call or text?
Is it FaceTime or regular phone call?
Either?
I have to admit I am a texting girl, even though I will say that I do forget to respond to text sometimes. So if you want an immediate response, call me.
Again, I feel that so deeply in my soul. Practicing or winging it?
Like I said, as an anxiety girly, I have to practice. But I can say that there are certain times where you really do just have to wing it. But practice makes perfect.
I'm here for that. Nude or red lipstick?
I love red. I'm such a red girly. Ugh.
You have the perfect skin tone for it, though, so it makes sense. Evening gown or swimsuit?
Oh, evening gown, 1000%. You just exude glamour and elegance.
That's fair. I am here for that. Fashionably late or on time?
I mean, as a pageant girly, I should probably say on time, but if I'm being real, I am probably fashionably late.
I feel that. Underdressed or overdressed?
Always overdressed to the nines at any given moment.
Right.
I am the one in my family that is like the extra one. There are plenty family photos where I am touching up my lipstick and everybody else is smiling.
I love that so much. All right, my last one, which is my absolute favorite, sneakers or stilettos?
I have to say, in the words of Ashley Benson from Pretty Little Liars, 3 inches or nothing.
A true quote to live by. Oh gosh, I love that so much. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank
Like I said, I could ask you
you,
questions for a
Molly. Oh
million
my
hours. It's
goodness.
so great. Where can we support you on your journey to Miss New Jersey USA?
So please follow me. Follow me, like everything on Instagram. I will be sharing the link for People's Choice in my stories as well as linked in my bio. I am very excited about the competition this year. And for anybody else competing, words of encouragement that I have is you are absolutely amazing. You can achieve anything you want in this life as long as you put your mind to it. And in the famous words of like every pageant coach that exists in this world, rejection is only redirection. If you don't get it this time, it doesn't mean that it's the end of the world or that it's never going to happen for you. It's just not your time right now. So don't stop trying and don't feel bad about not reaching your goals this time, because I promise you, you will.
5 people's opinions over, 2 or 3 days of the year, and they could wake up and have something different for breakfast, and the outcome would be different. So that
Exactly.
is 100% true. Thank you so, so much. I cannot wait to hear you on June 21st through 23rd. Everyone, please go give her a follow. And once again, please let us know who we are so we can just give you a proper send out.
And we're closing out. I'm Loraine Calderon, your current Miss Jersey City USA, running for Miss New Jersey USA.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you on stage in like 2.5 weeks.
Yes, DM me. We'll keep chatting.
Here for that. Talk to you later, y'all.
Bye.